1959 in the old city, that was the Black business district. And our community moved all the Blacks businesses and the Black homes, which were at the Coliseum, moved them out. We have not recovered from that. That's why I'm running for County Commission District 1 to fight for the Black people. Not only is about Black people, it's for all people, the people who feel poor, underserved, undervalued, who feel voiceless. I'm fighting for you too. I must say that we do have a 42% poverty rate among Blacks in this county, and that's an injustice. And this is why I have these women right here, the Women LLC. We got tired of people talking, and we need action, and we need it now. And that's why I'm asking for everyone. We wanted everyone to be a part of this. That's why we are asking for $5 a month to help build our community. We are using that money to help startups, help Black businesses thrive. Our website is the Women LLC Knoxville.com, but you can always go back to the blackcoffeejustice.com to find us. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for caring. Remember, your voice matters. Remember to vote on August 6th. Don't let this day pass by. The time is now, and we must continue to fight for our communities. Thank you. I think I went over 2 minutes. Oh, vote for me, Dr. Daisha Lundy, County Commission, District 1.
Black Coffee Justice candidates and the Women LLC. Thank you. How y'all feel out there? Nah. How y'all feel out there? Nah. How do y'all feel out there? I like that. All right. Couple of little housekeeping rules. Number 1, there's water out here. Drink water. It's hot. Drink water. If you see a red X on a shirt or a sleeve, that is medic. We have the medic tick back here, and I know we got one over here. So if you need medical emergency, please contact the X people. Additional fact, porta potties, they're marked in green. They're here. There's some back here behind me, and I think there's another set over there in the parking lot by the welcome tent. Additional fact, we also have the restrooms that are already on ground for the park right there in the back. All right? Also, if y'all get some of this free food, it's free food over here. King Wings is back here. I still ain't got none, but them wings are fire. Also, shout out to Jackie Dream, my man back here with the hot dogs that be up here across the street from AE. He over here. His hot dogs are banging, and several other food vendors. Also, make sure you visit out in these tents. Well, I know we got voter registration. I know we got some Our Revolution youth out here. Sleeps and Needs is around here somewhere. And several different business and vendors are around us. Make sure you patron and support Black business. Buy Black. All right. The next person I'm bringing to the mic, to me, she's like an OG of the streets. For real. Like, for real. All of us that think we OGs, nah, we not OGs. This is the OG of the streets. She speaks the real truth. She been there and done that, all about that life, and also got out the street life to change her life. Now she works to change her community. This is the type of work we have to put in. This is what I've been talking about. All my OGs, if you're not going back to the streets to make them changes, you not an OG. That's not OG. OG is not sending your own out to die. OG is not sitting there letting you take guns and drugs and run through the streets and put blood all over the place. OG is not telling children to drop out of school instead of pursuing their education. OG is not having our people run around living scared in their neighborhoods, and when something go wrong, they afraid to say something. You are not an OG if you practice these type of clauses in our community. You are not G. But this one right here, she's OG. Please welcome Sky Smith.
He is my king. He is my one. Yes, he's my father. Yes, he's my son. I can talk to him cause he understands everything I go through and everything I am. He's my support system. I can't live without him. 400 years. Now breathe. Baby, it's time. You got to move on to the front of the line. It's time. I know you're tired. All that mess suffered on the top and beneath them ships. Them ties, our bodies, baby, our nose they's ripped. You got to move on now. I was holding your hand. Don't be scared. No matter how's our blood waters this land. I sees you, baby. Bound, bludgeoned, beautiful, bruised body hanging there from that tree. It's okay now, baby. Lay your head down on me. I's got your back now, child. Gon' rest. Mama know it hurts. Like Jesus, she's wept. I hears your short breath, silent cries. Mama sees beyond the eyes. You's beaten, battered, butchered beyond these here streets. Never mind the ill, some folks. It's safe to say, evil lives inside of thee. Lay your burdens down low, my child, holding your head on your head. These chains, they's got to break. Justice, true freedom got to ring. You just got to use your wits. Lord knows, they's got slave house penitentiaries. Days ain't gonna never let you up for air. You's gonna have to force they knee out for thee. Big Floyd's life them folk took showed the world they's inhumane cruelties. They's trying to kill onions off. They scared, baby. They scared senseless. The great Messiah is one of thee. Fear no man cloaked in courage. Hurry along. You hear, mama? Get free. They's not ever gonna give you what's your God-given right. Baby, you got to fight to breathe. See them folk hoes mighty position, they still may not be ready yet. Pays them no never mind and get that breath about your chest. Many's gonna grab a long hold to you and run side by side, marching. Yeah, they's not your kind. They's just good natured folk, the one you knows that no crime is crime. Her alone, my children, mama's gone before you to speak to God. Glory, 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 hallelujah. Malcolm and Martin smelling down. They saying they children's got spine. That by any means necessary, tough love wins against hate every time. Run along now. Run along, sweet child of mine. It's time. You got to understand mama's wise words spend many moons and many minds. Ancestral blood is powerful. And oh, child, mercy, Father, it binds. Breathe deep, real deep. Take your front place in line. It's time. All the tears I've cried, all the rides I've drived, all shooters take lives. Ain't no peace in sight. All the pain I felt, I don't need no belt. Head been done fell. Sleepless nights, been hell. Survived all shells. Bullets, craze causes the ladies that raise the babies in front of graves to do one or two things, stand up or break. Fate is fate. Change we can't wait. Children of the slaves and friends, the minds and souls they couldn't break. Rise up! Rise up! Rise up! Now breathe.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Niecy Scott, Knoxville. Niecy Scott, the real OG, the real one.
Broken glass everywhere. People on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with the tow truck repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the... I'm trying not to lose my head.
Put your bad self. Say it loud. Say it loud.
I'm breaking up hell.
Look here. Some people say we got a lot of malice. Some say it's a lot of love. But I say we want to move it. Put your bad self. Say it loud.
I'm black and I'm proud.
Say it loud. Look at here. So proud.
All right, all right, all right. We black and we proud. No. Are we black and we proud? That's right, that's right, that's right. Yo, I am unapologetically black, as we all know. True story, true story. But as I told you before, we overlook spaces even in our own community. This is going to be something beautiful that y'all going to experience. This lady next to me that is signing as we speak is named Renee Gamble. She's getting ready to come tell you the story of what it's like to be black in America, African-American female, and you can't hear. Different kind of world. Now, black men, you got it scary. It is scary to walk home. But can you imagine being deaf, black, and walking home? I don't even want to try to put that into the words. So without further ado, Miss Renee Gamble. Pay attention, Knoxville. You might learn something right here. Real quick, Knoxville, because obviously she's going to sign for us. I want to introduce her two male and female interpreters. We're going to let them introduce themselves real quick. They're also part of the blind deaf community and African-American male and female. This is dope.
Hello, my name is Milton. Nice to meet you all.
And hello, I'm Monique. It's nice to meet you all also. She's oh. All right, so I'm trying to make sure I get everything worked out with my interpreter, so be patient with me. Okay, so you guys can see now. Wow, it's a lot of you all here. Man, I can see some of you all even standing and sitting. Woo! So this is I'm not from here. I'm actually from California. So I came here and I'm like, wow, 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 yes. And you know, seeing that this see that there's a lot of hearing people here, and you know, I'm definitely see that there's a lot of hearing here. But I want to make sure that I'm here representing for deaf people, and they're also here with us too. So I want to show you guys how to make sure you guys clap. So you lift up your hands just like this. So I want to see you all make sure that we all honor Black Lives Matter. So let me see your hands, and you do literally like this. Because you know, and when it happens, whenever we say don't shoot me," we got to raise up our hands to show that power. That you know, it's enough of that. It's enough for the cop brutalizing us. It's enough with that. You know, so we're gonna raise our hands and clapping with that. So then also, whenever we raise our hands, we also show that the deaf people can actually see and see the clapping happening there. So, all right. So my name is Renee Gamble, and that's my sign name, Renee. I'm from California. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to get ready to get started because I'm a little emotional, to be honest with you. Okay. So, you know, I'm Black. Well, let me just explain who I am first. Do y'all mind? So, I noticed a few years ago, as far as within the Black community and the Black history, there's not a whole lot of knowledge on it. I feel Black, you know, of course I'm Black on the outside, but I feel as far as connected with white people because of just different things that have happened. I can definitely remember as far as with the deaf community, it's kind of small, you know, as far as that. Um, but as far as when it comes to the Black community or the deaf community, they don't know a whole lot about Blacks. So of course um, I went to a conference, and you know, I was shocked when I literally went in there. There was literally all Black people. I didn't see not one white person, and I wasn't used to that. You know, literally seeing all the Black people. I'm Black. I'm looking at my skin, and then I'm deaf as well. And then I just didn't wasn't able to connect with that. So I started getting the experiences and learning from that. And then I literally was able to look into myself and think back to whenever I would be cooking and whatnot. Going back, you know, kind of arguing with somebody, they didn't necessarily notice my rights and things like that. Whenever I got pulled over with a police officer before, they didn't understand as far as fact as I'm deaf as well, and then that I also identify as being Black. That's and I'm being overlooked, but still I am Black and I should not be overlooked. So I started to learn different processes, and then literally we saw what happening with the "I Can't Breathe" with George Floyd and kneeling on his neck, and you know, just think as far as somebody who's deaf, who you know or who can't speak, and they need an interpreter to come in. And if somebody gets, I'm not able to call as far as you know to get the assistance that I need. So we all know what's happening. The hearing people already know what's happening in the world, but the deaf world, we don't necessarily know everything that's happening, that's going on in this world. You know, we literally see this stuff that's going on in the hearing world and realize, you know, all these awful things happening, but then literally being pulled into it and not realizing what's going on. And we're literally pushed, fall behind in that situation. So, do we understand the hearing community completely? No. But as far as right now, I don't live here. I'm not from here. I don't live here and I'm not from here, but I'm happy to come here because I want to be able to see the deaf Black community here. You know, I want to be able, there's already a small community as in, but I want to be able to see that. And yes, we have been protesting in California, and there should be a deaf leader that's Black there in California. They already have a deaf Black community there in California. And the point is that Black deaf should be recognized and they should be here as well and to be led. So I'm hoping that I was actually going to be able to meet deaf Black people here, but and also get them involved and be able to partner with them and have that collaboration. I don't want that disconnect. I want to make sure that we are together. I'm happy to be here. I'm literally learning a lot about Black history in this Black community. And I thank you all. And thank you, interpreters.
Thank you, Renee Gamble. Yeah, let me see them hands. Let's thank her. Yes. Yeah. Ready? All right. Excuse me. All right, all right, all right. Now, white people, you know, y'all been asking me weeks now, what can we do to help the movement? And I've been telling white people the same thing since I started this 3 years ago. You got to address racism in its finest form. Stop asking Black people what we going to do about racism. We are victims of racism, not the founder of it, okay? You got to go address racism at the dinner table with Grams. You know, at Thanksgiving and Christmas when she be talking all crazy, you got to say something about that. You got to address it at Unc House. You know, when you go over and shoot on the range and you want to say all that crazy stuff and talk about what kind of targets you breaking on, yeah, you got to check Unc. When you at the Walmart or the Kroger's and Susan and Karen act like they going to get mad because you reached over them for some Tide detergent, you got to text that right there in the grocery store. That's what you got to do, white people. That's your job. And buy Black. Put your money in our pockets. How about that? Help us out. It sounds great. It looks good. But you got to put some action to that word. So, you know, it stresses me out. I get sick and tired of Black explaining. White explaining. So maybe it sounds a little better when I let your home tell you, dear white people. Without further ado, my boy Dennis is going to say something to the white people. Dear white people.
First thing I want to do is take a couple of seconds to say to the ancestors, to the community leaders here, to every Black man, woman, and child, your life matters. And when I say your life matters, your joy matters, your happiness matters, your safety matters. Black happiness matters, Black liberation matters, Black freedom matters. Now let's just get some real obvious stuff said, done. You have any questions? Come see me, come see other white people. White supremacy, white privilege, they're real. White supremacy, white privilege. They are structurally, they are systemically, they are systematically created and enforced by white people. White people. The fact of the matter is, for 400 years, we have wallowed in privilege. We have wallowed in the comfort of our whiteness. And when we say Black Lives Matters, we are saying we are no longer going to be lazy. We are going to put ourselves in position where we put our privilege to the side. And we say that Black freedom matters. So I want to be as quick as possible because I definitely want us to take these streets and celebrate Juneteenth. But just a couple of things. Again, white people, we need to hold each other accountable. We need to have conversations. Now, if you want to have this on a very deep academic level, by all means, come see me. We could do so elsewhere. We could talk about the epistemological frameworks that undergird racism and white privilege. We can do all of this all day. Or we can have the Come to Jesus meeting and we can keep it 100 like that. But let's have these conversations, people, and I'm saying that with love. Let's have these conversations. I want to touch upon 5 really quick things, white people. 1, we are guests. We are guests here today. If you want to consider yourself an ally or an advocate or an ally and advocate in training, you are a guest. You are a guest in a 400-year legacy. Let's remember to act as guests. It's not about us. It's not about our fragility. It's not about our concerns. We are guests. Let's act as such. The next 2 points kind of touched on last time we gathered with Tanika and Allison. Tanika told us what we can do as white people to help out on a daily practiced basis. What we need to do is support Black businesses, Several are here today. Black organizations. Put money, put time, put effort. It comes down to two things, folks. Time and money. You've got time, you've got money. I don't care if it's $2. Spend it. Put it towards a black business. When you go to a black business, don't treat it simply as them serving you. Actually take that as an opportunity to build relationships and build community, white people. This is something we need to do. I've got a challenge to the people who are white who are moving into East Knoxville. Flip the script of gentrification. Actually build relationships. Actually use your privilege to create spaces for groups like Women of Knoxville to be at the table. Use your privilege to let black voices speak for themselves. Because let's not get it twisted, white people. We are not here as saviors. We are not here to speak for our black brothers and sisters. We are here to create spaces for them. Allison told us last time that there's some very simple things that we can do. And again, it's not that difficult to do. The books are there. The Google is available. Go on Instagram. Do the hard work, white people. This is hard stuff. You're going to have questions. Ask them amongst ourselves. Do the hard work, white people. Let's keep doing that. And then we need to keep a couple of other things in mind. Like Constance told us, like Allison told us, we need to call each other out on our stuff. Do not let any ignorant statements go by unchallenged. We need to hold each other accountable. If you're a white educator, and I'm speaking as one, Northwest, stand up if you're here, Northwest Rangers. If you're a white educator, you need to use your privilege, you need to use your position to ensure that black children are not exposed to the blatant outright racism that they're being exposed to in our schools. If you're an educator, you need to create space to ensure that black employees are treated with the respect and the equality that they deserve. If you are a black student, you deserve, if you are a black family, you deserve more from our schools. White educators, we need to do that. We need to ensure that our schools are safe spaces for black children. We need to ensure that black schools are welcoming to black families. And I'm speaking specifically to those white educators that teach in schools with a large number of black children. Third, if you're a white man in an interracial relationship, and I'm speaking as one who's been there, we've got an extra set of responsibilities to hold ourselves accountable. That is some hard truth, but we can do it. I want to speak right now as a man of faith to white Christians. Real quick, because this is a long stuff that we can get into and unpack. This ain't the time and place to do it. But just to let you know, we need to start having some really hard conversations. They've got to be courageous. White Christians, we need to stop perpetuating the myth that the world is going to be saved by white people. We need to find, if we are going to be part, Confederate statues and all of these symbols of white supremacy that are centuries old, we need to finally remove white Jesus from the equation, white Christians. If you're going to be here on sacred ground on Juneteenth, and I'm not saying this for dramatic effect, trust me, if you know me, I am reining it in right now. That is not for exaggeration. That is called geography and biblical genealogy, Christians. Now, with that said, Jesus was a black man, African blood, murdered by the state. Do the math, white people. White Christians, we need to remember the following too, because I've heard this so much. And maybe it's well-intentioned, I don't know. But I've heard two things repeatedly, because conspicuously absent from all of these movements are white Christian churches and their leaders. And I'm talking as someone who was born and raised in the white supremacist Christian mothership. I'm an Irish Catholic from New York. Trust me, my hands are bloody. All right? White Christians, what we need to not forget is that when we talk about love, and this isn't about division, we need to remember two things, and this is biblical. Love isn't soft. Love isn't passive. Love is active. Love is about putting your comfort to the side and sacrificing your privilege for others. Yes. Lastly, we need to remember that's not only suggested in the Bible. If you go to Luke, it's literally commanded to follow Jesus when he divides houses over right and wrong. When we take to these streets, white people, let's remember that we have an important role to play on these streets is to raise our voices as loud as we can to every Confederate statue in this town to shake. I want when they hear our voices. You're going to hear a call, white sisters. And don't get it twisted. That's not just for today. That's for every day. Make every day Juneteenth in your head and your heart, white people. So as I leave the stage, white people, from here to the back, raise your fist, white people. And repeat after me. Black Lives Matter!
Fleet DJs.
DJ Charlie. Yeah. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Getting up, and every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they say that, cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air.
The real ally. See, that's an ally. See how he talked to y'all? That's called an ally, white people. All right? No more black explaining. You got a whole dose today. Dear white people, do the work. All right. Final speaker. Y'all ready to walk? Y'all ready to shout? Y'all ready to march? Y'all ready to take over these east side streets? All right. We're 5 minutes away, Knoxville. We about to stomp this ground. Like my boy Dennis said, make them Confederate statues fall to the ground. So, critical factor, the real conversation. Hold on. The real conversation. Black men, black mothers, nonprofit organizations, the community, we still got a serious problem to talk about. This man I'm going to bring forward next, he has created one of the many solutions that we must have. Right now in Knoxville, Tennessee, dating back to the 90s to current time, 250 unsolved murders and black genocide in this city. The problem is the community is allowing terrorists to hide amongst us by the most deadliest clause in law ever in the black community. So there's two killers. Y'all know the top two killers of black people? Number one, the police. Always has been, always will be. Slave catchers got immunity under law. That made it deadly. The we got a lot of blood on our streets, Knoxville, Tennessee. And we have to step up. We have to take our streets back. And don't have to wait until the next cousin. We don't have to wait until the next sister. We don't have to wait until the next mother. What are we waiting for, Knoxville? What are you scared of? Look at this film. Bet. Hey, I got some goodies real quick. DJ, drop me some beats. Come up here. Who want it? Who want it? Who want it? Who want it? Hey, hey, hey. Who want it?
Yo, this is Queen Latifah, bringing a song to you about a place you might live. In case you don't understand, it's called New Jack City. In case you still don't understand, I Run along the curtain, shoot the kick the ballistics. Come on. Full of mud, people steal from that world.
Got any more? All right. Thank you. That's a black business. Gave y'all some free teas out here. Shout them out. But the next man I'm bringing forward, back to this very serious conversation, shout out to fam, thank you so much, is Knoxville. We got to take back our streets. We got to stop letting terrorists in blue and terrorists in black run through our communities, killing us for no reason. Again, another sick and tired of being sick and tired. Another one. So Mr. Reuben Mitchell is a veteran, and he started a boot camp where he takes our troubled youth in, like Dennis was talking about with these educators that label our children problem makers, when the reality is that you can't relate to them because you're too busy looking through your white privilege and not understanding what this black child had to go through just to get in his classroom today. And so instead of criminalizing them, he finds a way to revitalize them. So without further ado, Mr. Reuben Mitchell.
Hey, hoorah! Where my veterans at? Hoorah! Semper Fi. I started a program, Love Hope Academy, back in 1996. I got back from military leave, and I went to the East Town Mall, and I saw some kids over there hiding under cars. And I was wondering what was going on, and I found out these kids, they were being initiated into a gang. They had to slice some ankles in order to get initiated. Let me say it like this. What you doing today, you're defeating the purpose if we keep... All right, I'm stepping on toes. It breaks my heart to know that I went to go fight in a war, to come back over here and to see the same thing going on in our streets. It breaks my heart to see my young black kings and my young black queens in these streets out here on drugs and sitting up here shooting each other for no reason. Baby, you got it twisted. Because it ain't no east side and west side. There's no Bloods and no Crips. The biggest gang that you got out here right now that's good for you, hey, we right here, the military veterans, the community. You remember the community back in Lonsdale? When you walk down the street, you do one thing, you're getting your butt whooped all the way home. Got a program, Love Hope Academy, Heal, Overcome, Participate, Excel. We got kids that have gone through our programs, and people sit up there and they said, you know what? We give it up on these kids. We need to go kick them out of school. They ain't no good. The parents start to blame them. They don't want them in the house. But out of 250 kids, 249 have graduated college. Out of 250 kids, 249 are in the military. They're police officers, they're doctors, they're nurses. They're sitting up here and they got their own businesses. But yet we want to give up on them. I'm talking to my black people right now. Back in the day, my dad, everybody knows my father, Arthur Mitchell. I'm my daddy's son. He raised 25 kids by himself. 25, I didn't skip the numbers. He raised 25 by himself. Single man. And it breaks my heart to know that we have families out here, but we have no more village. They don't want to hear it. We got a community out here that's dying. But the village, where you at? Let me ask you this. Do you have my 6? Do you have my 6? These kids need our support. Black man, white man, black woman, white woman. These kids need our support. These kids need us. Our young people need us. Let's step up to the plate, community. We say we a family. It's time to step up to the plate. Amen.
Mr. Ruben Mitchell. Where's my DJ at? I can't rush him. We're doing this for free. So I can't force my DJ to do anything, actually. Thank you, Mr. DJ Chris Snell. Hey! Throw that whip. These are lady t-shirts.
What I want y'all to do for me. Bang. What you looking for the same thing? It's a new thing. Check out this way. I'm on the roll below the level because I'm living low next to the. Come on. Turn up the radio. Never know. The enemy could be free. I'm now a whole the party and play all the man. Cause they never had this. Number one, don't wanna run about the gun. I want the license to have one. I'm the epitome of public enemy. Use the fuse without fools. I refuse the more fuse. They even had it on. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Yes.
Knoxville, Tennessee. Well, you know, Knoxville, look around. Look to your left. Look to your right. What you see? I see something beautiful out here tonight. That's what I see. Y'all really good tonight. All of y'all do. All right. My accessibility members, please stand up. Accessibility members, please stand up.